heading into round number 2 now. In addition to Richard Olson in the corner of Kessler, that was the voice of Jimmy Montoya, a long-time, well-known boxing figure here in the United States. Mikkel Kessler defending his WBA title. He's in the white and red trunks. In the black, it's Kuzmir Perdomo, the 33-year-old from Venezuela. And there's that Kessler jab that people talk about so much.
That jab is almost like a punch. The way he snaps it, there's so much velocity on it.
Like a hard right hand to get hit with, huh?
Most definitely.
And I guess when your jab is your best punch, Antonio, and you're a southpaw, you can land it against the left-hander.
Most definitely.
And there is Kessler concentrating on getting that punch in. Remember, at the end of round 2, the 30-year-old Kessler landed some big shots, left hooks and straight right hands, but Perdomo continues to be aggressive. Is he making a mistake by fighting in the pocket with Kessler and not fighting a more tactical fight?
No, I like his game plan. His game plan is going there and put some leather on Kessler, let him know that the last thing this fight is a tune-up.
I agree, Al. I mean, you know, in his position, you're either coming here to win or you're not, and he's in a very tough position fighting in Denmark. The odds of him winning a decision, unless he dominates, are not very good, so go for it. You know, if you get knocked out by a right hand, you get knocked out, but at least he's trying to win so far.
And he just landed a very nice straight left hand, and Kessler comes back with his own right. Both men looking pretty sharp for each man having a long layoff. Kessler, an 11-month layoff, and Perdomo, the Venezuelan, a 10-month layoff. Kessler trained for this fight at the Max Schmeling gym in Germany, where Carl Arthur Abraham, another Super 6 World Boxing Classic participant, also trains, but he's careful to point out they didn't watch each other train very much. Right now, his attention is on Perdomo, who is making this a very interesting match.
Not a lot on Perdomo's punches, but he's been fairly busy and eats 2 punches there. But he's accurate. He's been fairly accurate with the left hand, Perdomo. Just not a lot of starch on those shots.
And Kuzmir Perdomo is responsible for this being an action fight because he has engaged Kessler.
Yes, he has. But Kessler had a lot of success with the jab early in the second round. Not so much in the midway through.
Got away from it a little bit as we move on here in round 2. Overhand left by Perdomo as he mixes it up. He's been throwing that punch straight, and there's some body work by Perdomo as we head toward the end of round number 2. The big surprise so far, maybe, the right hook of Perdomo, which has been landing, and there's more body work. So Kuzmir Perdomo making a statement here in round 2.
He might have won that round, guys.
And here's action from round 2. Kessler does get the jab working. By far his best punch.
Michael Tim is the trainer in Perdomo's corner. He is this is his first fight with Perdomo.
And Perdomo, on occasion, does tend to throw long shots. Look how much more compact Kessler's answer with the right hand is.
We head into round number 3. Richard Olson was the older gentleman in the corner of Kessler. He's been his trainer from the beginning, and Kessler sees him as literally a second father figure. We're into round number 3. Mikkel Kessler, 30-year-old from Denmark, defending his WBA title against Kuzmir Perdomo, the Venezuelan 33-year-old who came in with an 18-2 record and 12 KOs, but has never fought the likes of Kessler.
And very interesting, the attacks of both fighters, because Perdomo's gone to the body pretty steadily from the start. I've seen 1 body punch from Kessler in 2 rounds.
It's really a good point. And Perdomo throwing combinations to the body as well.
Yes, he is.
There's Kessler with a straight right hand after a jab, and again, Kessler gets more aggressive here in round 3 as he started out round 2.
But Perdomo is not running, and I'm glad to see that. He's really trying to make this fight. He's standing in close. He's giving Kessler all the opportunities in the world.
And, you know, Antonio, when you come back after a long layoff, how long does it in a fight sometimes take you to get your legs under you where you are confident about what you're doing?
Well, it depends on how your camp went. You know, these guys were preparing for such a big fight, the WBA championship. So I don't think the layoff did them any harm, as you can tell. I mean, both of them look good.
They really don't look that rusty. Both men landing. We're at the halfway mark here in round number 3. I'm Al Bernstein along with Steve Farhood and Antonio Tarver. We bring you this WBA championship fight on the eve of our Super 6 World Boxing Classic with the super middleweights. There's a left hand that strays low by Perdomo, and he will get a warning by Russell Mora. Kessler going to town and pins Perdomo on the ropes. And there's the jab of Kessler and the right hand.
One thing that's clear out, Kessler's the much harder puncher. That you could see.
His punches have had more impact. There's no question about that. And we know him to be a hard puncher in this weight division. 31 KOs in his 41 wins. Good body shot. Finally, Kessler goes downstairs. As Steve pointed out, not much of that from him. Under a minute left to go here in round number 3, and it's been a good round by and large for Mikkel Kessler.
He's been busier in round 3 than he was in rounds 1 or 2, and it's helped him. You know, the styles of these guys as they approach each other, it's almost a cultural difference in boxing.
Wow, a right hand sends Perdomo down.
It looked like it landed on the shoulder, though. I don't know if that landed on the chin at all.
It may not have hurt him, but clearly the force of the punch knocked him down, and so it appears to appropriately have been called a knockdown. So with seconds remaining here in round 3, Mikkel Kessler gets a big advantage. And they love it here. They love it in Denmark, where this crowd came to see Mikkel Kessler defend his title. They'll be speaking several different languages in that corner as we take a look back and see how Kessler did it.
Oh boy, Antonio Tarver called that on the button. That was on the left shoulder, no doubt about it. Good call, Antonio.
But it was definitely the force of the punch. Yeah. It's a legal knockdown. Gloves touch, 10-8 round.
Yeah, interesting. And of course, Kessler had been doing well in that round in any case.
And the point I was making, that upper body movement is a very Hispanic, Latin kind of way to fight. Kessler more European in that he stands straight up. And that upper body movement may actually have led to the knockdown because Perdomo was a little off balance.
Good point. We're in round 4. Mikkel Kessler, who scored a knockdown in round 3, as you saw, against Kazimir Perdomo, who wasn't hurt by it, but still now realizes that maybe that created a hole for him here early in this bout.
Kazimir Perdomo, best chances to survive this fight or even make himself look good in this fight is right in the middle of the ring. If he goes and puts his back on the rope, Mikkel Kessler, it seems like he smelled blood, and if he stays there, the end is near.
More body work by Perdomo. And the 33-year-old Venezuelan who has never been down before this fight, but now he's hurt.
It's over.
Amazing, a sudden ending like that in a fight that was competitive. He had been knocked down for the first time in his career in round 3, and then all of a sudden, Mikkel Kessler turned on the power and shockingly ended it.
And I think we saw why Mikkel Kessler is in the Super 6.
Yes, yes.
And you know what's, to me, gentlemen, what's intriguing about this match is that clearly Perdomo fought well for him, came in to try and make it a fight. Kessler needed several rounds to get his rhythm and his timing, and once he did, power.
There were a couple of right hands there. My first impression as I was watching, perhaps a little bit of a quick stoppage, but Perdomo clearly was hurt.
He was definitely hurt. He was there on the ropes, and you can tell that his legs was leaving him. You know, why allow the fighter to take 2 or 3 more hard shots from Kessler when, you know, the end was the writing was on the wall.
And perhaps the key is, as Kessler justifiably celebrates his victory, the key perhaps was that Perdomo did not really complain, nor did his corner. And so this young man, though he fought well in spots during the first 3.5 rounds, just could not get it going, although maybe the way he's shaking his head, some signs that he didn't agree with the stoppage, but no complaint right at the time. And Mikkel Kessler gets the job done and makes the second defense of his WBA title and sets himself up for entrance into the Super 6 World Boxing Classic. And we'll see how he did it right here.
Well, the jab set up the right hand. That's why you jab first. Perdomo stumbled there, and right now he's virtually out on his feet.
He's hurt bad.
And better yet, Kessler knows it. Now these punches are around his head missing. Russell Mora ready to step in. I think it was a little quick myself.
I agree.
A little quick.
I think he could have given Perdomo